Hello! So I'm home alone because Peyton's at work and I'm very bored. So I will be cooking bread for our neighbors because they made us yummy cookies. I already started and then realized that I wanted to make this. So I put in a cup of milk. And I'm following the directions of this book. Ta-da! So the next thing we have to do is put unsalted butter room temperature. It's squishy. Crisis averted. I just had to open up the pack. We'll put that in. I missed the bucket, so now I have to clean the bread maker because it's full of butter. So next, we have to put in one large egg. I forgot to mention, I'm making cinnamon swirl bread, and it's for our neighbors because they made us delicioso cookies. There used to be a bunch, but I kept eating them, and so did Paige. It was mostly me. So this is how it's looking so far. So the next thing is a teaspoon of saltaroon. I'll be honest, at first I was a little nervous because this is a ton of salt, but I read it again, and TSP means teaspoon. So that goes in. Next, we have to add the sugar, and it says only 1 tablespoon. So even though I'm no chef, clearly, I feel like there should be a lot more sugar. I feel like a tablespoon doesn't do anything. I have a really big sweet tooth. I personally would have put a whole cup of sugar, but I digress. I'm not gonna because I know I'll mess something up. I'm also cleaning as I go because Mom always said to clean as you go. Then it won't be a big mess at the end. So, thanks, Mother! So now we have to do 3.5 cups. 3.5 cups of bread flour. And apparently there's a difference between flour and bread flour. I don't know the difference, but that's just what it said. So I have a 1/2 cup. Dad taught me a cool trick with the knife where you flatten it that way. So I'm gonna start putting it in now. Did you know tomorrow's Christmas? I don't celebrate Christmas. No. 3, 4. Not 3 or 4. I think this is 5. Otherwise, big oopsie. And last but not least, 2 teaspoons of yeast. That looks gross. Look. It looks like sand, too. Most certainly did. I placed the settings. I kind of guessed because it just said glove size, good color. So I just put medium and then medium. Now we click start. It's cool, it's mixing, but slow. I don't know if you can see this, but it's mixing. Trust me. Oh well, that's mixing. What we're gonna do is we're going to start making cinnamon sugar mixture. Also, it says I could add raisins if optional. Blech. That's nasty. We're not gonna put raisins because we actually like our neighbors. So I got this baby bowl. Isn't it cute? I'm gonna put the mixture in here and mix it. So we're gonna do 1/4 cup of sugar. The next thing we're gonna do, and we only have to do a tablespoon, and I knew that off the top of my head, obviously. And they wanted me to put 1.5 cups of raisins, but as I said, that's nasty. I don't know if you can hear the bread machine going on behind me, but it sounds like a giant fart, like multiple farts in a row. Now I'm just mixing the mixture, and whenever that's done being kneaded and mixed, I have to take it out and then I'm gonna roll it and then put the little mixture onto the bread. I never smoked a day in my life, but I imagine that's what it would be like. Smoke in my nasal cavity. So the one thing I'm trying to figure out is it said whenever the little paddle makes the removal sound, I have to remove it. But what does that sound like? Came from a distance because we're cleanly in my kitchen. Right, Miso? I wait for the paddle noise to make a sound. I'll start cleaning the dishes as we clean as we go. Alrighty, so all the dishes that I've used so far are washed, and now I just have to wait for the bread machine to stop kneading it so then I can add in the cinnamon sugar and then we let it bake for a really absurd amount of time. It's beeping and I don't know what that means. It's still beeping. So it was beeping because I was supposed to take it out to put in the cinnamon sugar. That was the sound of the paddle that I was waiting for. I messed up. That wasn't the sound. I often hate to admit when I was wrong. But as a woman, I guess I will admit I was wrong. It was just beeping for some reason. I don't know why, but it's still in the kneading process. So I'm not adding the cinnamon sugar yet. Miso break. I just remembered a story that I have to tell you. So yesterday I went and I had to go to work because I had some paperwork I had to finish as well as a test. So I went to work and afterwards I had to go pick up some stuff for the store. So I went to the store and everything and it was crazy packed because everybody's doing their last minute Christmas shopping. And when I was getting in line, people were ready to die trying to get in front of me, to swerve, to do whatever to get into the lane they wanted. So the first time it was my fault because I accidentally took a wrong exit and I ended up on a random highway going in the opposite direction of where I needed to go. It was so scary. I thought I was gonna be lost forever. But then I remembered I had my GPS on. And then it took me to where I needed to go. I just had to take a really super long route and I knew some of the signs. Because I remember Chapel Hill as a place. So I just followed signs for that too. So one of the things about our Walmart is there are a bunch of different stores next to it, such as Dollar Tree, Old Navy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and there are a bunch of different exits, but they all lead to the same place. So there will be parking lot and then the main way to get out and to go in. And it all leads into one road where you can exit the whole shopping area. So everybody was patiently waiting their turn, such as me. And all of a sudden, when it was about to be my turn to get to the stop sign to take my left to leave, this one car drove across the parking spots because he didn't want to wait his turn and he almost hit me and I said, it was so scary. I didn't do anything about it except complain, but it scared me. It was a little red car and I couldn't see them because their windows were too tinted, but they didn't want to wait their turn and they cut me and almost hit me. But I slammed on my brakes and then they took my spot and I sat behind them like this. But then eventually I got out. I just had to wait an extra 10 minutes. 10 whole minutes because they cut me. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I like to complain. There really is no big takeaway other than I wanted to complain. We have this ledge next to the stove and Miso likes to sit there whenever. I mean, I don't cook, but I go in the kitchen, but he likes to sit here with me to keep me company. I'm his favorite. Right, Miso? The bread is rising. I'm in a little bit of, I guess, a pickle, you could say. It still hasn't beeped, so I don't know when I'm supposed to take out the paddle. And it's rising. So what I'm gonna do is let it rise, and then I'll put the cinnamon in. I don't want to mess it up. It doesn't even specify in the little book. It just says when the paddle signals sound, remove the dough and kneading paddle. Place the dough on a floured surface. To Peyton, I asked, and he said that when it beeps, that's when I should have removed the paddle. That was an hour ago. So So I am now going to remove the paddle, and then I will start putting the cinnamon in the bread, and I'll stick it in. I have a cute little rolling pin so I can roll out the dough, and now I will get a roll. Per the directions, I had to take some flour and put that. So the whole paddle thing was a big oopsie poopsie. It actually smells so good. I wish you could smell this. If you want me to make bread for you, let me know and I will make you some bread. Golly gracious. This is actually looking delectable. And I said it before, but it smells divine. Alrighty, so it's all rolled out, and now I could add the cinnamon sugar. This is only a little bit of cinnamon sugar for a lot of dough. So, okay, I'm just kidding. There was a lot more than I initially anticipated. And I will throw it back. Bread maker. Like a giant cinnamon roll. Yay! Okay. Squishy. Oh, dude. Wait, I gotta take out the paddle. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. This is a said paddle that's been giving me much difficulty throughout this process. It kind of looks like a dumpling. Back. Ah. There we go. Now it's rising. Keep it in there until it's done. So it started kneading again, even though I already took out the little paddle that helps knead it. I feel like I did something wrong, and I followed the directions to the best of my ability. It's rising again. Also, I put my rings back on because now I'm done cooking.
It's done, and it smells delicious. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.